how did you get the reputation as somebody that doesn't, for lack of a better expression, doesn't take shit from anybody, from other writers, from the industry, from like a Michael Ovitz at the time? I mean, Ovitz was this almighty, powerful creature, and you couldn't have cared less.
Well, that's a very complicated question, you know. It's right to the heart of the beast, you know, and that's a very difficult question. I mean, I've always believed in fighting for my work and with what comes out of my heart and soul. And it's partly self-defense again, because I believe that if you sell yourself out, these are children that we create. These are our children, and almost on a spiritual level. Even if you don't believe in spirituality, these are our children. And if we sell those children out, if we sell our own babies out and allow ourselves to mutilate them for commercial reasons and other reasons, or mutilate them or kill them, I don't know how you look at yourself in the mirror again. It's a very personal thing. But with me, it's a question of looking myself in the mirror. You know, if I am an accomplice in killing my own child, and I view it that closely as my own child, and how do I write the next one? You know, in terms of my own self-worth and all of that, it's a very difficult proposition. We're all different, and I understand that, and some of us may not feel the same way. But I do, as advice, say to you, you're going to have a lot of problems with your own work if you sell yourself out. You know, we all have our worth and our heart and our soul. And if you sell yourselves out, you can cause yourself a lot of problems. And I don't want to be judgmental about this with you, but it doesn't make writing is so goddamn difficult anyway. And if you put these blocks in your heart, it's only going to make it more difficult. You know, and I really have tried to avoid it for that reason, so that I don't have to deal with those kinds of things. I grew up on the west side of Cleveland. I'm a refugee. I'm an immigrant. And I had difficulties growing up in this new American world. And there was a little diner on the corner called Nick's Diner, right? And I was a refugee kid, and then there were all these bullying American kids with black leather jackets, T-shirts rolled up, Lucky Strikes inside, and all that stuff. And I would walk across the street to avoid them. Essentially fled them, and then I realized at some point that I was just running away from them, right? So I walked by them and returned that violence. And looking back on it now, I think it's the absolute greatest training ground that I have for Hollywood.
Yeah.